Welcome back to my home, my kitchen, and my heart. This is That's Where the Flavor's At, and we're closing our day, we're closing our year with one of my favorite things in the world. My father made these, and I have never ever found the type of baked clam that he would make. Typically, I'll see baked clams on menus down here. It'll be some sort of a cross between Clams Casino and Clams Oregonata. I mean, they're usually with very small clams, very petite, very little in them. These clams, which first start with either a large cherry stone or a small chowder clam, are hearty, they're nurturing, they're filling, they're just incredibly comfortable. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm making like a clam stuffing that's going to go into the shells and bake. And it's going to just be filled with flavor. So we're starting off with a little brown pancetta, because pancetta or any type of bacon or pork product just needs to be in every dish that comes out of this kitchen in some way, shape, or form. I've got some chopped celery and onion, which is going to go in here. Alright, we're going to cook this down. We're going to mix it up, and then soften the celery and the onion. So while that's browning, I've got some diced bread. To be honest with you, I just use Martin's potato rolls. I just chopped in small cubes. I've got some Progresso breadcrumbs. I have my clams, which I steamed in a little bit of white wine and bay leaf. I have some clam juice here. I have lemon juice. I have white wine. I have fresh parsley, and of course I have salt and crushed red pepper. All of these elements will go into this dish. There's some nice brown bits on the pan from the pancetta. You get a little color and softening on the mirepoix. Those aromatics that are in the pan, start getting those flavors to release. Don't have to get them soft all the way because they're going to cook in the liquids as well as bake in the oven. All right. Got another minute. I'm going to hit it with some white wine.
Smells amazing.
Already? Well, that's the
amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, bacon is so...
I want to lose my mind right now.
So good. Releasing aroma. I think you lost that years ago. 3, 2, and 1. Just a nice little splash of white wine. Moisture is key here because you're using bread. And when your mixture is done, you want it to look very wet because it's going to continue to dry as it bakes in the oven. So we're going to cook the alcohol out of the white wine. Take a minute. I know, right? Well, don't worry. We're gonna make up for it. We're gonna most definitely make up for it. Oh my God, a lady. Louie. All right, I've got my clam juice. And again, this is just a simple bottled clam juice that I always like to strain. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. All right, so again, I'm gonna create a nice broth with lots of flavor. That cook down, reduce, intensify a little bit. Now again, these clams were just steamed until they open. You don't ever want to overcook any type of shellfish because they just tends to get a little rubbery. I'll go ahead and throw my parsley in. I can throw in a little salt. Not too much. Clams themselves are typically salty. And crushed red pepper. And fresh cracked black pepper. Generous splash of lemon juice. Lemon will come through nicely. Mix that around, let that continue to cook. Got my cubed bread, which is staled up a little bit, which is always nice. And again, when this is done, this is going to look like, you know, Thanksgiving, you make a traditional oyster stuffing. This is similar to that, only it's going to be with clams. So we'll let that bread absorb up some of that moisture, not all of it. Let it sort of soften the bread nicely. Soak in, again, impart all its flavors. You can now go ahead and add the clams, which I have, you know, they were big enough that I could either quarter, third, or split in half, depending on the size. And again, you know, you can use smaller clams if you like. As I said, I like a nice hearty clam, so I use some large cherry stones. Large cherry stones or small chowder clams, for me, is ideal for this dish. Mix that around. Get that all mixed, incorporated nicely. I'm going to sprinkle some aggressive breadcrumbs in. Not too much, again, because I don't want to I want to maintain some moisture, but I like the flavor breadcrumbs offers this dish. I continue to bring that together, and again, it's starting actually to look like a stuffing, or dressing, if you will.
Do you make oyster stuffing for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
And I told him he should use your ingredients, I guess, for oysters instead of the black.
Yeah, that's very much the same thing. I'm going to turn the heat down to very low, and probably the most important element to this dish
Butter!
is butter.
That's where the flavor.
That's where the flavor's at. Julia Child, one of the greatest quotes of all time. Butter makes it better. And
You know what?
she couldn't.
I agree.
I mean, it's just, what has butter ever ruined, really? All right, so we'll let that gently melt into the dressing. When that's done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to spoon this stuffing, if you will, of clam and vegetables, aromatics, and bread and breadcrumbs and flavor into these shells. We're going to just get a little final topping of some breadcrumbs, and we're going to put them in the oven at 300 for about 20 minutes. And that's all you need to do. This will be done. Come back a little bit. I'll show them to you right before I put them in the oven, and then we'll show them to you when they're ready to come out. See you soon. All right, so our shells are filled with the clam stuffing. Breadcrumbs are on top and into the oven, 300 degrees for about 20 minutes, and we'll take them out. They'll be done. See you in a little bit. Hey, I think we're ready. Let's go get in the oven. Let's go look. Yeah, they look like they're done. Nice moisture. Breadcrumbs are nice on there. A little toast on some of them. I'm gonna set them here. Shut the oven. I made plenty, so if anybody wants another one, you're welcome to it, but we'll just go ahead.
Yeah, big ones.
Baked clams. So like you can see, much larger clam. The clam itself should be nice and tender, cooked nicely inside. The breading, the aromatics, the pancetta.
Sir?
Sure. Now typically I would put 6 on a platter and put that in front of me. There you are, my love. So I have more, and I can make more. Thank you, my
You're
love.
teasing me right here.
All right.
You're teasing me.
That's amazing.
So
Dove says she doesn't want hers. I'll take
there's just, I said it's stuffing, filling, dressing, whatever you want to call it. it's just so warm to me. It just makes me happy. So yeah, I got a lemon wedge. There is a good amount of lemon in there already, but for me, lemon and clams are good. Again, you should have plenty of, the brine, the saltiness from the clam. So this is how I like baked clams. This is how my father made them. This is what I look for when I go to a restaurant that features them. And like I said, typically, it's just a little too petite for my taste. This to me just is, like I said, filling a couple of these, you feel very satisfied. I'm sorry, I'm talking. I'm looking at the clams. And that's my baked clam recipe. I hope you like it. I hope you take a shot at it. Let us know how you did with it. Again, invite you to suggest and request, anything you'd like me to try to make. I always like to be challenged. This is our last episode of the 2021 year, so I'm again grateful for those of you who are sitting here and made such a big contribution to these last several episodes. I want to say thank you to so many people, most importantly the guy behind the camera, Kevin Sinicki. Do you actually have a company and name of your business that we can give a shout out to? I'll tag it on the show. Before I get into the purveyors and retailers that have been a part of these episodes, I want to thank Buddies Through Bullies, who I have adopted all my bulldogs from. Look at this wonderful little Stein. They, being a cigar lover, obviously being a bulldog lover, this was my latest acquisition. I won this in a raffle. I will most likely give it back up to try to raise more money for the group because they're such beautiful people. But this has definitely been a wonderful addition to my kitchen, along with my bullhead bobblehead dog. Fish Peddler East, thank you so much. The clams, the crab meat, the shrimp, everything that we use these past couple episodes are from you. I'd like to say thank you to Doris's Market, the Boys Market up in Delray. Joey, God bless you. Certainly Joseph's Classic Markets in Boca and Palm Beach. Who else? Spoofarella, wonderful little delicatessen sandwich shop with great Italian lunch meats and homemade mozzarella cheese over on Oakland Park Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. Who else? Who am I missing? I think that's it for now.
Galbani.
Well, of course, but ask her. Galbani cheese has been part of. I didn't get to work them into any of the dishes these last several episodes, but without Galbani, I wouldn't even have this show. So eternally grateful to Galbani, and probably the most important thank you of all goes to the woman who makes
Yeah!
who has made me all that I am.
Kiss the bride, kiss the bride, kiss the bride. That's it.
So to all of you, whatever your faith may be, whatever it is you celebrate during the holiday season, I want to say Merry Christmas, Bon Natal, Feliz Navidad. Is there any other way to say it, Prue? Is there a Feliz Navidad, right?
Chindan.
All right, Chindan.
Chindan.
For the Happy New Year. God bless all of you, your families. Have a wonderful holiday season. Have a 2022 filled with health, love, and health, and love, and laughter. And lots of great wine.
Yes.
Lots of great food.
Family,
Lots
friends.
of hours spent in the kitchen cooking for those you love. And watching my show. It is such a pleasure. And you're welcome here anytime.
And that's where the flavor's at!
And that's where the flavor's at. Thanks all for being here. God bless you all. We'll see you next year. That's where the flavor's at.
Woo-hoo.
Salud. Salud.